All right. That brings us to our Bible study. It is we're in Psalm 37 still. Today we're in part 3, I believe. So it's divided up. The Psalm 37 is the 7 blessings of the righteous. And the first one, of course, is faithfulness. He tells us, do not fret or be envious because of the wicked, because they will not last. The wicked will not last. Rather, trust in the Lord and do good. And delight yourself in the Lord. Commit your way to Him because He is faithful. So remember that the first blessing of the righteous is that God is faithful to us. Secondly, we saw that the second blessing is peace. He says, do not be envious or fret over the righteous because, or I should say, let me rephrase that. Do not fret or be envious because of the righteous, but rather trust in, I'm not saying this right, am I? Let me try that one more time. Do not fret or be envious because of the wicked. And sometimes it seems like the wicked prosper around us, doesn't it? Don't be envious and don't worry about their schemes, but rather trust in the Lord, wait patiently for the Lord, and cease from anger. And then God grants peace to those who trust Him and patiently wait for Him. That is the second blessing. Not only is God faithful to us, but He pours out His peace upon those who trust in Him. And so today we're going to look at the third blessing, which is justice. Let's pick up in verse 12. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes at him with his teeth. The Lord laughs at him, for he sees his day coming. You see, we keep talking about do not fret or become envious of the righteous. Don't fret because they're not, I cannot say that right today. Do not fret or become envious of the wicked, because they will not last. They will not last. God will bring peace upon His people and justice upon the enemies, the oppressors. He says here, the wicked plot against the righteous. Now, maybe you don't think people are plotting against you personally or individual, but sometimes it is wicked people who are plotting against you personally. Sometimes it's wicked people plotting against you as a Christian community. But always, the spirit behind the wicked plots are wicked angels, fallen angels, and demons. They hate humanity, and they are always plotting against us. But God sees what they do. Not just the angels and demons, but even the wicked people that are being driven by the angels and demons. God sees what they do, and He laughs at them because He knows their ultimate destiny. He knows where they're headed. Let's keep reading here. He says He does laugh at their arrogance. I did want to expand on this a little bit. The fallen angels and the demons know that they will not win. Yet their heart is so full of hatred for all of humanity. They know they won't win. Remember when Jesus came upon the demoniac at Gennesaret, I believe is where it was. Gennesaret. He was the one living in the tombs. And so when he came up on the shore and the man saw him, the demons drove him over to Jesus and dropped down on his knees and said, why have you come, Son of the Most High? Have you come to torment us before our time? They know that they were going to be tormented at some point. They know their destiny, yet their heart is so full of hatred for all of humanity that they plot and they scheme. But they can only do what God actually allows them to do. That is why God laughs at their arrogance. They want to destroy all of humanity, and they hate God and they hate God's people so much. They want to wreak all this destruction, and yet they know what their destiny is. They know they cannot win, and they know they can only do what God the Father allows them to do. Can you believe that? They can only do what God allows them to do. And so when they puff up real big and they make threats and they plot and scheme against us, he laughs at them because they can't carry out those schemes unless he allows it. Let's keep reading. The wicked have drawn the sword and bent their bow to cast down the afflicted and the needy and to slay those who are upright in conduct. But their sword will enter their own heart and their bows will be broken. So here, I think that's pretty clear what he's saying. The sword and the bow are symbols which represent the wicked schemes and wicked plots that people or entities do against God's people. And what he tells them is that he will break their plans and they will die in their own schemes. Remember, they can only do what God allows them to do. And even then, the most amazing thing to me is God takes all of this wickedness and their evil plots and schemes, and he turns it so that it comes out for our good, and he brings it back on them, and they die under their own scheme. That's what God does. It's amazing. He will bring justice. So the lesson for us today is that God sees and knows everything. He knows who oppresses his people and how they're doing it. And he promises to avenge us. Whatever you're going through, God will avenge you. Whether it's just hard times or whether it's really oppressive from wicked and evil people, he understands. He will avenge and he will bring justice. So that's the third blessing of the righteous, is that God brings justice against our enemies or upon our enemies. All right. That's the third blessing. Psalm 37. Faith, peace, and justice. All right, I hope you find this study a blessing. We will continue it again next week, and I will see you again probably on Sunday morning. So in the meantime, stay warm, walk with God because he loves you, and so do I. God bless.